Hello! Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. All right. What do we have going on here? Oh, you have 75 people. So look, we're here today. To do one very simple thing. And that is simulate the model Falcon Heavy. I did a stream on the BPS channel where I said I was going to do simulation and tuning, and then MATLAB crashed once, and then it crashed a second time, and then it crashed a third time, and I realized, you know what? I think OBS, the broadcasting software that I use, I think OBS hates MATLAB, so we're just going to do it here. Oh dear, we're losing viewers now. Anyway, we're going to simulate it in KSP. It shouldn't be too long. I just sort of want to build it and see how it goes. So let's just take a look at our KSP window here and get started. All right, how's everyone doing? Audio, can't hear you. What do you mean you can't hear me? You can definitely hear me. No, they're doing a meme, I can tell. Someone's doing a meme on Joey B. Trying to say they can't hear me. Nope, you can hear. You can hear. I promise you can hear it. I'm not going to fall for this. All right, we're going to go into the sandbox mode and into the thing that we have been using for everything so far. And I'm just going to simulate the FH flight. All right, here we go. So I would love to do it with tiny boosters, but I'm not sure I can really do that. Let's see what we can do here. We're going to use a remote guidance unit because it's an uncrewed vehicle. It's not human rated. So under command and control, going to do a little remote guidance unit, 1S or 1. Okay, yeah, we want the tiny one. And then we need a fairing. So under payload, I'm learning. Fairing's going to go on top. Do one of these. Try to create somewhat of a Falcon 9-ish fairing. That's close enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. What else? Oh no, don't do this. Are we going to do the nonsense in the chat again? Is that what's going on right now? If you spam the chat, I'm going to put super slow mode on, and then you're all going to be sorry. You're going to be sorry you spammed the chat. Alright, Falcon Heavy model. You know what we should try to do too? Is we should try to simulate... Okay, yeah. No, I have a new plan. Edit fairing. Oh, wait, no. Delete fairing. Okay, this is garbage. Just close the fairing and then delete it. Delete fairing. Okay, now I want parachutes in here because I kind of want to simulate the actual Falcon Heavy model flight. Under utility, got a little parachute guy. Great. And then we need a second stage solid motor. They all need to be vectorable too, and I'm worried about that. That's not a motor. These are the motors. Here we go. Here we go, the hammer. Little solid fuel boosty boy. Now we need another stacked coupler. Does this have vector control? I kind of doubt that it does. Let's just try it. No, don't do the food. Don't do this. Oh my gosh. Here's my question. Does it have TVC? Oh, the parachute was first. So my gut feeling is no. Revert to VAB. Yeah, that's much too fast. The other thing we can do is a thrust limiter. Ooh, I like this. Okay. What's the shroud do? Yeah. So we use a thrust limiter to try to make this work. Yeah, the solids aren't steerable. So how are we going to do this? How do we do this? I could put little fins on it, but I don't really want to do that. Reaction wheels. I could edit part configuration files to add TVC. I don't really want to do that. Command and control, RCS. All right, we'll just do RCS then. Wait, no, I don't want to do that. I kind of want to just do fins. We'll do really, really tiny fins. And a lot of them. That's what we'll do. Okay, this is the one that can pivot. Let's just do 4. And then can't I, like, scale these down? Oh, can I not scale them? I thought I could, like, resize them. An authority limiter. Let's try this with 150% authority. Oh, you need a mod. Okay, yeah, you need a mod to do it. Here we go. Throttle up. Well, it definitely works. I need to check the staging. Resume, oops, revert to VAB. The second stage is just going to be hard to control. Are there any solids with TBC? I don't think that has TBC. And I don't think that does either. So we're going to have fins. I don't think we have a choice. No, we need the parachutes. We have to have the parachutes. Also, I think the fairing should deploy in between. So like one here. How can we add a Tesla too? I want to add a little Tesla guy. So let's... Okay, under structural, or under decoupling, we'll use a little decoupler. Oops. Here we go. And now this is going to be the center core, which also has to be a solid motor. This is going to be really hard to make this work. We're going to have to mostly use... Oh, here's how we can do this. If I just get, like, an extra one of these... Yeah, that's not long enough. How about that? That's not bad. That could pass. Let's get the fins off of there. And let's get a fairing back on. I'm feeling good about this. Build fairing. So we kind of want to come out a little bit, like the actual SpaceX Falcon fairing. This is bad. This is garbage. Try again. What is this? Delete, build. No, I think that's still too big. Delete, build. Okay, there we go. I feel good about that. We'll go up one, up like that much, and that'll be good. Let's save this so far. So we've got our second stage, our first stage. Okay, so if we launch this, looks like Echo. Oh, there's no thrust limiter on the bottom solid motor. This is going to be problematic. The thrust limiter is going to be really important. Well, I'm burning the second stage. Do you think it's gonna blow up anything? This is an interesting flight. This is bad. Actually, if it gets going fast enough, maybe we'll, here we go. There it is. Once that bottom one burns out, we'll be able to fly with the upper stage. All right, revert to VAB. So this works at the bottom here. And now we just need 2 more of these little boost guys. And then I think to attach them, why don't we use... should we use the tiny decouplers? Yeah, I think we should. Usually I don't like using these. The radial decoupler, we'll do 2 of them. We will attach them in the middle. Right, we'll attach them in the middle. Where's our engine again, or our motor? Okay, we've got a second solid rocket motor. That does not look like a Falcon Heavy. That's not too bad. Okay, I can work with that. And then we need some structural stuff on top because it has to look like one. Because this is the model, it's not the real thing. Where? There we go. So 2 of them. And then 2 more. And then we need a little fairing up top, which I will use one of these for. That might be too much. Yeah, that's a little too much. Okay, so let's get rid of this, and we'll do the fairing for most of it. So like, it'll be straight there. Yeah, that's better. Okay, that works. Here we go. I'm feeling confident. So we've got these. We need some struts. Let's just get a little bit more structural integrity here. Need to zoom in. I wish it would go faster. We're gonna have to get those upper core things. So like one here, to one there, one here, to one there. Same, excuse me, same at the bottom. Here, oops, that's not what I wanted. Ah! Oh my gosh. What is happening? Strut again. One here. To one there. Strut here. To strut there. Okay. It's not perfect, but like it'll work. Save that. We need some separatrons because... oh, how are we going to do this? On the Sepratron, here's what we'll do. Put one here. We'll put 2 here. And 2 here. And then we're going to limit them to like 50 each-ish. And they're mostly going to fire through the center of mass when we rotate them. But they will have a slight... Ah! They will have a slight angle. Yeah, because that's kind of the angle that they have on the model right now. It's just a slight, it's a smidge pointed outward. Like that's kind of what it is. I also need to put the thrust limiter on that. Yeah, okay, cool. So we have thrust limiters Let's save that. Let's look at the staging here. So on the ground, we have, I don't think we can simulate like all the boost phase stuff too, but we have 1, 2, here. There goes a plane over my house. Okay. Oh, who's this guy? We've got this guy on the ground, and these two as well. And then when it's time to separate, we light all the separatrons, we decouple the boosters, and then we light the second stage. I'm also going to deploy the booster fairings with the second stage because I don't actually want to deploy the fairings. Or can I say... no. Okay. I'm feeling good about this. Let's save it and do a quick little test launch here. How are we doing? I haven't been paying much attention to the chat. Okay, so this should be the Falcon Heavy model, although it has no stability right now. Also no thrust limiter. Woo, that's cool. That's pretty awesome. Okay, we need to fix some more things here. Revert to VAB. Here we go. Switch the chat mode here. I'm liking it, says someone. Says Storm Sliders. So, here we go. So what I need to do is add some type of stability. And I think, oh, I also want to adjust like the burn time. Oh, here we go. Let's do 82 units of solid fuel, 82 units of solid fuel. And then in the booster, no, just the booster, man, just the booster. Why is it making me deal with all of them at once? Okay, let's do twice the solid fuel in the booster. And then in the upper stage, none of them are going to have the thrust limiter. We'll have 75. So we want like short burns. That's what I want. Let's try this. All right. Stop putting clothes in the chat. What is this? Oh, we still didn't add active stability. We'll get to that too. Okay. That kind of works. The second stage can't deal with the, Oh, wait, we don't have a stack decoupler. Or we're, like, not decoupling. There's our parachute. Okay, all right. I'm feeling better about this. Revert to VAB. I'm feeling better about this. Like, we're definitely improving. So save again. We need to check the staging. So we do that. We decouple these. And we burn. And we also have to detach when we burn. And then the fairing opens, and then the parachute comes out. Now for active stability, I also would like to reduce the fuel even more. From 82, can I edit? Can I not go below 82? Fine, then we'll reduce the thrust to like 40, to like 50. And then this will have like twice the thrust, but also 50% of it. I think that needs less fuel too. All right, let's try this. And also let's get some fins on there just so we can have some type of control. Here, I'll do 4 of these, and I'm only gonna do it on the booster. Okay, let's try this. This is ridiculous. Come on. Come on, KSP. You can do it. All right. Oh, that's much more realistic. I wish I could have less fuel. And the boosters go away. And the center core still burns. And then, this is going to be hard for the second stage. You know what? That might honestly be realistic with the second stage flying out of control there. Well, let's get the fairing off. And the parachute's out. That's like not too far off. SAS should be off at this point. Oops. Well, blowing up some boosters. Yeah, that's not too far off. I would still like to limit the thrust though. So let's revert to VAB and let's get the thrust down to like 25% or something. Is there a second stage on the model rocket, says Josh? Yes, there is. So up here, okay, in the center, let's go down to like 30. And in the side, let's also get down to like 30. Okay, that's better. What else did I want to change? I want parachutes in the side cores. So let's put some of those on. Under utility? And we'll do like a radial parachute. Do them on the sides. I don't think that's really going to be enough to realistically work. But here we go. So when we decouple these boosters, their parachutes are going to deploy. And then I want parachutes on the center core as well. Oh, that's a drogue. That's not a main. Okay, hold on. These are drogue chutes. We can't use these. We need the mains. Just like that. Ish. Boy, I really didn't do a good job of mounting these boosters straight. Okay, we've got that, and then we need the mains. And we'll do those on the center core. So when we detach, yeah, we do that. And then we have a chute there. Okay, so let's save and launch again. Here we go. It's getting better every time. Better every time. Uh-oh. Hey, Joe, your stream refuses to show up on YouTube. I don't know why, but I just spent like 5 minutes looking for it. I'm so sorry, Gron Scott. Does it show up on my channel when I go there? It should be there, right? Yeah, it should be live. Yeah, it's live. I'm sorry it didn't show up for you. That's too bad. I'm glad you're here, though. All right, here we go. Another launch. Did I reduce the thrust? I think I did. Here we go. Okay, even more realistic this time. That's much closer to the model. Although the burn times are off. Okay. And there go the parachutes. And then we've got this. And parachutes. Oh boy. Yep, there we go. Okay. I don't think we have enough of the thrust limiter on the top part. So let's revert to VAB. Are you going to make a BPS shuttle? A shuttle would be pretty cool, but I don't have plans currently to make one. All right, the thrust limiter is going to go to like 30% on this too. Here's the other thing I want to do. Let's give this only a little bit of fuel, and let's light it in the air. And these are probably going to need a little bit more fuel. Or like more thrust. We're just tweaking a lot of things here. A lot of tweaking. That's what we're doing today. You should put a grid fin at the bottom of your upper stage, just like Soyuz, to keep it more stable. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. That's a good idea. That's definitely a good idea. Here we go. My plan is to light the CC in the air, just to get the burn times a little bit better. Cool, and then burnout. And there's another burnout. Okay, this is realistic. We still don't have control over the upper stage. But again, it's like it's getting better. This is ridiculous. Let's get some grid fins on there. Or some kind of fins. So can you do grid fins in KSP with stock? I don't think you can. Do I have to do like fancy fins? Can I do, whoa, look at those. That's cool. I just want little tiny fins. That's all. These are all too big. I just want like a tiny little basic fin. Yeah, that's good. Basic fin is good enough. Oops, I want quadruple symmetry. Wait, why does it only let me do 2? 1, 2, 3, 4. There, that's better. Okay, that will help at least. It won't fix everything, but it will help. Will the FH flight be live? Cynthia, I'm so sorry, it will not be live. There's a lot of stress at the launch site, and so I just want to keep the stress down, so it will not be live. All right, this is good. I would still love to like have less fuel in here. I don't think that's really an option though. Alternatively, we could use like these tiny boosters and then just structural stuff. That would be even more accurate. Let's try this. Joe Barnard, use the Elevon 4 part on the bottom of the SRBs in 4-way symmetry. It lets the control surfaces control while being flush with the rocket. That might be a good idea too. Okay, let's look at this. Let's see how this does. Right, so we lift off just on the SRBs, not totally realistic. Then we light the CC. Still going faster than I really want. So we'll let it just sort of hang there for a sec. There go the chutes. And there goes that with the chutes on it. We have a little bit more control now. But I do kind of think we might flip out of control. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be close. Oh, we made it. Wow, not bad. All right. Not bad. Let's turn SAS off. Should we try to complete the flight? I I just want like less fuel in all of this stuff. Could we make one out of separatrons? All right, I have a new plan. I can press X for symmetry. Oh, thank you. That's a good tip. Thank you. Okay. Let's just move these so that they're correctly placed. That's better. Yeah, the symmetry is bad on this right now. Okay. So let's... All right, folks. I'm sorry, we have to take it apart. We have to take it apart because I think I can use the super tiny solid rocket motor. This guy. Ooh, maybe the flea would be good too. So it's mostly going to be structural then. So we got like one, and then another one, and then the actual motor. This is like not too far off from what the model is. Is this too long? This might be too long. Will that be enough to actually lift it? Oh, what are we asking? There are questions in here, I think. How high is the Barnard line? And will FH pass the Barnard line? FH, the model should pass the Barnard line. The second stage should. The Barnard line is 59.9 meters above ground level. Oops, check your staging. Well, that's a disaster. That's a disaster. F in the chat. Here we go. Revert to VAB. Are we just doing numbers now? Will you post the FH flight? Yeah. Why would I not? I guess if it goes like horribly, horribly wrong, sometimes I like don't post those tests because people are just mean on the internet. But yeah, I think so. Okay, so I want the radial decoupler. And it's going to go right here. And then we'll use... This is ridiculous. All right, there we go. This is mostly structural. Like it's mostly not a real rocket. That's close enough. So now we'll just fill it up with structural stuff. The rest can be fairings up top. Under payload, we'll use fairings. And then we'll go down here. Okay, and then we just need the engines here. Or I guess solid rocket motors. All right, I'm feeling better about this. Let's just save it and give it a quick test. FH integration live stream not working. Really? It should be fine. Let me look it up. FH integration BPS. Yeah, it should be fine. I see it. It's there. Unless you're trying to pull a meme on me. Here we go. This should be too much thrust, if I am correct. Oh, and the center doesn't light. All right, we really need to check staging here. Revert to VABA again. So let's do like half the fuel and the thrust limiter of like 50. Yeah, there it is. So we light the two on the ground. The fairing shroud should not be jettisoned. That can go up here. Then the next thing is that we're going to light the center booster mid-burn to delay it. Then we decouple. We should add some more stuff here. So like structural, like the struts. This is garbage. Get rid of that. Let's get rid of this guy too. And just start from scratch. Okay, so 1, 2. Oh, the symmetry's not on. Oops. We'll go from here. Okay. We'll go from the black line to here. And then from here to here. And then the same thing on the bottom. We'll go from here to here. And from here to here. Okay, and then we need the separatrons, which is basically what the whole BPS program is built on. These little tiny solid rocket motors. And they're going to do the same thing as the actual model, which, as before, is they're going to be mounted on the side like this. They're going to be at like half thrust, and they're just going to be rotated slightly outward, just like the real model is. Like the torques on them are very small, the rotational torque. It's mostly going to push them down. And the only thing that's not realistic here is that we don't have the little ramp that the model has. There's a little ramp right here where they sort of like slide down. But that all matches, so that's good. Okay, so now let's save again and then check staging. The first thing that happens on the ground is the side boosters light. Then the center core lights, and we need the separatrons. These have to go up here, and these have to go up here as well. Then the center core lights. Then we detach and light the separatrons. Then, after that, we detach this stage. We can deploy the side booster fairings because that doesn't really matter. We light the second stage, and we deploy the parachutes for the center. This is all correct, except that we need parachutes now for the side boosters, because we don't have those yet. So those are going to go there, and those get deployed at booster SEP. So this is good. We can launch. All right. The stream seems to be unlisted. It's not unlisted. I don't know what... Wait, which stream? The BPS stream is unlisted, that's for sure. That just happens after each stream. Joe, you need a new chair. All right, I'll get a new chair. Here we go. Z, T, and launch. Nice and slow. We still have too much solid fuel, though. I need to go back to the VAB. All right. Hey, Joe, what is your contact on Discord? I'd like to invite you to a stock KSP server where we build all sorts of craft. I'm sorry, I'm actually only active in the BPS Discord. Thank you for the kind offer, though. We also need fins at the bottom here, because we didn't have fins, or we had fins before, and then we lost them when I destroyed everything. So let's put some fins down there, and then let's get rid of a bunch of solid fuel. So we'll go down to like 75, 75, 75. Great. Save, launch. Joe, you should launch Thrusty McThrustface again. I will soon, actually. I don't know if Parker's in the stream. He probably isn't, but anyway, Parker and I are going to a launch in Kentucky in sometime under a month. We still need to buy some motors for it, and I think that's happening tomorrow. But yeah, we're going to launch Thrusty pretty soon. Okay, let's try this again. Nice and slow with very little fuel off the pad. We could even go with less fuel, I think. So now the center core is lit. The side cores are out. And they go away. Now the center core has way too much fuel, so let's go back to the VAB. This is ridiculous. So let's get the solid fuel from 75 down to like 37. Very little fuel. This also down to like 37. The thrust limiter, what's the thrust limiter on these? 50. This can go to like 38, just a little bit less because of the Krishnik effect. And this can probably go lower too. All right, this is very underpowered, which is exactly like the real thing. Any tip on how I can make my own rocket computer to communicate with the ground and launch pad? You'll have to ask a more specific question. Generally speaking, every now and then someone will reach out with like, hey, can you give me tips on this general thing? And like, not really. The better thing to ask is specific questions, because I can definitely answer those. But general tips are like, they won't be helpful because I have no idea like what your areas of expertise are, or different types of things like that. Hope that makes sense. All right, here we go. Very little fuel in the side boosters. Nice. Okay. This is very good. I'm pleased with this. I would take some of the fuel out of the second stage, just so we keep things lower. Where can I buy a blip or blop board? You cannot. You have to make one yourself. That's the whole thing of it. Okay. Upper stage. Solid fuel. We can't go any lower than that. That's too bad. The center core. Yeah, we're at like the limit of all of the fuel. Can we just make it heavier then? Can I add like a big mass? Or can I change the mass of an object? Can anyone put in the chat, is there an object that I can just have a huge mass with? Or can I actually, maybe I'll just add like an actual payload. That might do it. Actually, that'll totally do it. Let's get rid of the parachute and add a big mass, like a fuel tank. Okay, let's try this. We've got a fuel tank up there. Let's do 2. This is a lot of mass. Dummy payload. Come on, here we go. Oh, ore tanks are very dense. That's a good idea too. Okay, here we go. Yes! That's what I want. Okay, now the center core is lit. And the side boosters are out. Oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. Okay, great. We can get it even lower, I'm sure of it. This is great. This is exactly what I wanted. So the fuel tanks are really the move here. So now someone said the ore is good. And I don't know where that is. Might be in a... No, it's not electrical. Utility? Convertitron. Would it be the convertitron? Science. What do you think? Fuel tanks? More fuel tanks, do you think? I could do more. Could add batteries. Fuel cell array. I'm sure that's heavy. Ooh, I could do... fuel tanks. Ore tanks are with the fuel tanks. They're black in color. Oh, no, that's a holding tank. Radial holding tank. Small holding tank. Do I not have them? Xenon. Oh, so this just must be it then. It is ore. Yep, okay, great. So we're gonna get rid of these. And we're just gonna use the ore. Now, how much of that did I have? I had 2.25 tons, and the ore is 2 tons, but it's more dense. Oh, that's way too big, though. Okay. That was 2.25. Okay, maybe that will work. Let's do another one. Let's just put a ton in there. Lots of ore. I don't think it's going to lift off. 1 unit equals 10 kilograms. So yeah, there's definitely not... I don't think it's going to... I don't think it's going to lift off. It might lift off, but it's just going to be very slow, if at all. Which, again, I think probably not. Oh! Perfect. Oh, this is so good. Oh, I think we're coming back down now. Oh, I didn't put parachutes on the second stage. Well, there goes the booster. Is it gonna blow up? Oh, it's good. Uh-oh, it's tipping. Is it gonna blow up? No, it's gonna stand up. It's staying there. Nice. All right. Let's revert to VAB. We can do better than that. Falcon too heavy. Yeah, no, we can get heavier than that for sure. I'm positive. I also think, like, let's go down to 40. Let's try it like that. Congratulations, you destroyed everything except the booster. It's like the opposite of SpaceX. We didn't get anything back except the center core. That's the opposite. Okay. Here we go. Now it probably won't lift off because we dialed back, I think, a solid 10% total. Oh, yes! It's going. It's coming back down. So none of these blew up, except when we hit the pad. Oh, okay. It was fine for a second. It's getting better. It's getting better. Here we go. So I think we can do a little less thrust on here. 24, and a little more thrust on this, maybe? And we need the parachutes. So let's get a parachute on there. Under utility? Yeah. This might not be beefy enough, but we'll give it a shot. On top of the ore? Does it not want that? I don't think the parachute wants to go on top of the ore. Can we do a radial thing on the ore? Yes, we can. Okay, great. Radial on the ore, and that's the last one to deploy here. That's gonna be in here. And then the fairing and that one are gonna switch. Okay, save and launch. What is your preferred method of gluing rocket bits and bobs together? Have you tried super glue? And I don't know what the second one is, but yeah, super glue is pretty good. Hot glue is good for some purposes. Yeah. Install tweak scale, and then you can make parts as small in real life. Yeah, tweak scale would be good. I just like playing without mods if I can. All right, here we go, folks. I'm feeling confident. Ready? Give me a countdown. Countdown from 5. I gotta wait for the countdown. 10. No. From 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Center core. And side boosters. And center core. Uh-oh. We do not have sufficient thrust. Shoots out. Well, it is... We probably got about 80% of the rocket back. I think we're missing one side booster. We got a good amount back, though. All right, revert to VAB. We can do more. We can fix this. We need more thrust on the center core and more thrust on the... Well, maybe not if we have enough delta V. So let's do this. Let's go back up to like 40 and try this again. More thrusty on the upsy. Oh boy. Liftoff of the Falcon Heavy model. Joe, if you click on the stage in your VAB, you can see the TWR, time, burn time, delta V, everything. That's a good idea. I should look at that. I kind of also do like the idea of just like hitting the gas and calling it a day. Here we go. 1. And center core. Okay, side core burnout. Center core burnout. And it's slowing down. And now we're out. So the fairing open. Shoots out. No, slow down. Easy. Easy. Don't bounce so much. Don't fall over. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're safe. Well, there's that guy. We got all the parts back, for the most part. We're missing some stuff. But we've got a second stage with our payload. We've got the center core. We've got 2 of the boosters. We got it back. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Let's revert to VAB. What else should I do here? You should put landing legs on the boosters for a bigger area when landing. Maybe. I also kind of want to try just like yeeting the boosters away. I just kind of like that idea. So let's do that. In symmetry mode, let's just yeet them out. Okay, great. Save and launch. Yeet! My chair is V squeaky. Say hip hip, Joe. Hip hip. That's more Tim Dodd's thing. That's everyday astronauts thing. All right, here we go. We're yeeting the boosters out this time. And center core. And yeet. Boosties. Boosters coming down. Okay, good so far. Uh-oh, that's not good. I don't think... Yep, no, that's not great. That's not great either. I don't love that. The thing is, though, we're only missing the structural part of the boosters. We're not missing the actual motor. Okay, let's do another one. But let's change up some stuff here. Note KSP if there are no explosions. That is true. All right, let's save this as a new model. Yeet heavy. Yeet. All right, great. And the reason this is the yeet heavy is because we're going all the way on it. No thrust limiter. And all of the solid fuel. Yeet heavy. Here we go. Save, launch. What did you press to switch the view, says Jay. Jay, I used the bracket keys, the left and right bracket keys right by the P key. That lets you switch between nearby objects, which is really helpful. Inspiration from ASH62. Could you put a Dragon capsule on top of a future FH with a camera inside the capsule to make it like an FPV experience, or link it to FPV goggles? That would be pretty cool. That does sound a little bit heavy, though, and our mass budget is pretty tight for FH. Okay, can I get a yeet in the chat, please? Please, in the chat, let's get a big old yeet, and that's going to signal the launch of the yeet heavy. Thank you for the yeets in the chat. Here we go. Wow, this is not yeeting as quickly as I wanted it to. There we go. That's helpful. Oh boy. He cruising. He going. All right, and then we're gonna get those side boosters out of there. Ready? 3, 2, 1, yeet! Oh, destroyed by arrow forces. Ooh, F in the chat for the parachutes. F in the chat for these parachutes, too. Still going. I do kind of feel like we're going to get unstable, though. It looks fine. It just seems like these fins should not be enough. I guess we're going pretty fast, too, though. So, like, that should help. Getting pretty high up in the atmosphere, too. We got a little bit of a jump there. Not bad. Okay. All right, folks. That's gonna do it for me. I'm Tim Dodd. No. I want to do one more of the regular Falcon Heavy model, And then I'll take it. Let's do a couple of questions about the actual FH launch. Okay. Open. And somewhere here, Falcon Heavy model. Load. There we go. I just want the one with all of the limiting in there. Yeah. So we'll do one more launch of the FH. An FPV camera's weighs with battery sub 30 grams if you use a small LiPo. Yeah, it does. It doesn't weigh a lot, but it also, like, you have to get the antenna right, and it's not really a thing I'm interested in. Sorry to disappoint. The time scales for the flights are so short that, like, having it beam down to the ground is not super worth it to me. Okay, here we go. And side boosters. And center core. And burnout. There we go. Doing well. Burnout. Shoots out. Oop, don't time warp. Okay. We're coming down. Are the boosters going to be okay? The boosters are all right. They're all right. I'm moments before disaster here. I just know the boosters are going to blow up. Oh, dear. All right. We did it. They're down on the ground. So look, that's good enough for me. There's very little scientific value here. It's mostly just fun to try to simulate this model in KSP, and it's not even really about the TWR or anything like that. It's just kind of fun to simulate the flight profile. So I would love to take just a couple of questions if anyone has them on the upcoming FH launch. I'll try to do them pretty quickly because I have a lot more prep to go. And I do actually have to tune and send the vehicle. I just obviously can't do it on OBS because every time OBS is open while I try to do it, it just crashes. So, yeah. Is the FH launch going to be live? No, it is not. I am sorry to disappoint, but it's way too stressful to go through the effort of setting up a live stream as well. And, you know, again, it's like a 15-second flight. So, it'll be up on the channel afterward, though. Do all of the cores have engine gimbal? Yes, they do. When are you doing the video on online resources? Probably directly after the FH model or directly after the next Landing Model Rockets episode, both of which are very soon. If I built one and shipped it to you, would you use it? Probably not. I actually thought about that today. I don't want people to send me things because I have way too many things in my apartment as it is. I appreciate the offer, but I think the answer is probably no. Will FH have the cool program? I think it might have autocorrected to cool instead of roll, but it will have a roll program, slightly more aggressive this time. Joe, any suggestions on how to code a PCB for a task you need your rocket to perform during pre-launch, such as servo opening an oxidizer tank or an IMU sensing when to eject the parachutes? Again, it's a pretty general question. If you have more questions on, like, how do I trigger shifts in my state machine, or, like, things like that, general coding things, most tutorials are pretty good. Let's see. Will you dab if it's 100% successful? Good luck. I can't wait to see it. Thanks, J Aircraft. I will probably dab if it's successful. Hey, Alexander, please stop spamming the chat with this frowny faces. I'm sorry to disappoint, but I just don't want you to make anything and send it to me and have me not use it. So, hey, Nathan, finally made it. Nathan, I'm so sorry. This is the very end of all the streams today. And now it is done. Will you put the Barnard excursion module on the FH model? I don't know what that is. I don't have one of those. When is the face reveal? What's the payload and mast? Well, the payload is the Tesla Roadster. The payload is, I think I mentioned it maybe on the BPS stream, but it's a Tesla Roadster with Starman in it, courtesy of Charlie Garcia. This is the one that launched on the last flight, and so this is a much more detailed model. I have a photo of you dabbing saved locally. That is unfortunate, TBH. Okay. I think that is it. Joe, do you play other space games? Not really. The only other game I kind of like is like GTA. So no, not really other space games. Okay, that's all from me for now. Thank you very much for joining. We did do like some real math on the BPS channel, but it is a slightly disappointing stream because we didn't get to like fully do the Simulink stuff. So that's all from me. The Falcon Heavy is launching very soon. Keep your eyes peeled. Keep your ears and tweets tuned to @JoeBarnard on Twitter. That's where I'll post updates about it. And that's all. Thank you very much for watching. I will talk to you all soon. I can't say the May your skies be blue and your winds below because it's the wrong channel. Right, I just say bye on this channel. So, bye!